So, just had to make a video about the Nicki Minaj video, which I'll show you in a minute, and the Princess Leia parody video of New York City harassment. We'll start with the Nicki Minaj video, and then I'll tell you what the director said when asked about it. Ready for this? And if you're minors in the room or you don't like vulgarity, this is the uncensored version, so you might want to get the kids out of the room.
Yo, I never fucked Wayne, I never fucked Drake. All my life, man, fuck's sake. If I did, I'm a hot too. Big titties, big butt too. Fuck with them real niggas who don't tell niggas what they up to. Had to shout bitches with a top is. Ring finger with a rock is. These hoes couldn't test me, even if the name was Pop Quiz. Bad bitches who I fuck with.
Spots in the air like the 4th of July. Nothing but bad bitches in here tonight. Oh, if you living, you know it, be quiet. Nothing but real niggas only. Bad bitches only. Rich.
We're back. Now, if you noticed on that video, and that's fair use, no copyright infringement, since it's news, here's what the director said when asked about this video. He said, "The reason I am not apologizing is because neither I nor..." Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. "The reason I'm not apologizing is because neither I nor the video are anti-Semitic. I can't be..." Oh Lord, I hate when that happens. Okay. "I can't be sorry for something I'm being falsely accused of. The video represents Young Money as a generic totalitarian regime, which takes images and symbols from several countries and time periods, one of which is Nazism. As an artist, I have two voids to fill. First, meeting the demands of the client, and two, creatively applying my own voice where I can. The Young Money team came to me with a set of parameters in which they exactly stated something black and white, dark, ominous, with hints of imagery like Sin City or Metacopolis. Yeah. As far as applying Nazi imagery, 100% me. Whether it was interpreted that way to their team, I have no idea. Not once did we ever sit in the same room, nor did they ask if I applied a deeper hidden meaning. I simply send them the video, and they reject, approve, or ask for changes." So, why did he do this exactly? You son of a gun. Technology is a pain in the ass. Okay. Here we go. "I made this creative decision to show the juxtaposition of the most iconic form of totalitarianism the form of totalitarianism and ways it still exists today, specifically in politics, the military-industrial complex, censorship, and intense monitoring or tracking of our citizens," which you saw referenced by the 3 cameras panning halfway through that video. "It has nothing to do with glorifying Hitler or the Holocaust. People think it's trivializing the Holocaust because the song talks about sex, but I have no control over the lyrical content." He was the creative mind behind the video itself. "I had an opportunity and an outlet which I knew would reach millions of people and wanted to make a statement. The term New World Order is not just an edgy pop culture reference. It's a very real and was a term used by President George H.W. Bush iconically 10 years to the day before 9/11. We have a government that tracks us, monitors us, and programs dictated to controlling our minds and testing disease on us, and no one asks any questions. People aren't privy to things like MKUltra, which is mind control, the School of the Americas, the fact that the Bush family owned Securicom, which was in charge of security at the World Trade Centers, Dulles Airport, and United Airlines. The fact that in every recent war the opposing leader has worked for the CIA. I am not saying we know all the facts, but do people really think there isn't more to the story? Look up from your smartphone and smell the effing roses. I'm trying to help you. People vilify artists for using this type of imagery in their work as if they're part of the 1% club. Believe me, any artist who has brain cells knows they're not in the club. In my opinion, it's not glorification, it's subliminal warning, because you can't openly say these kinds of things. Me, I don't give a shit. I have no corporate interest, PR team, or image to maintain. My comment about the First Amendment in regards to people demanding the video be removed, not their interpretation of the video, which I welcome openly, whether positive or negative, because that's the point of art. And that's what the guy who did the Nicki Minaj video said, who was the creative mind behind the imagery you just saw. Not the lyrics, but the imagery. And a shout out, obviously, to Alex Jones from Infowars.com, because he covered this also, along with Red Silver, or I think that's his name, the other YouTuber who covered this, because they stated basically the same thing I just stated about this is what he said. He did this as a warning to the people. He's not doing this to piss people off or make fun of the Holocaust. He's doing it because there's problems in our world and we need to address those problems. Now, moving on. One of the problems we have in our world is something called political correctness. And the next video you're about to see is Princess Leia walking around New York City and being harassed. It's a parody of the other one Hollaback did, and it was about how women were being harassed. And some of them were like, hello, or hi, or you look beautiful type of thing to a woman, and they're saying that's harassment. My definition has always been harassment is once it goes beyond the initial interaction. Like if you say, oh wow, you look beautiful, and they say get lost, and you keep doing it, then you're starting to harass the person. It's just that simple. Now we're going to watch this video and see what you think of this. Now you can comment in the sections below. Just try to stray away from vulgarity or open insults, because we're a civilized society and I prefer that you act that way. You have every right to voice your opinion, be it positive or negative, on my videos. Just don't do it in a vulgar or overly insulting way.
Hello, what have we here?
You about my size, do you?
Hey, worship, I'm only trying to help.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You love me, don't you?
You truly belong here with us among the clouds.
This little one's not worth the effort. Don't let me get you something.
Allow me to introduce you to my aide, Lobot. Say something, man. Damn it.
Now, in the comments section below, and by liking or disliking this video, you can vote whether or not you think this stuff is horribly offensive. I personally think it's a great thing that somebody is using creativity to try to foster an understanding of how there are bad guys both at the highest level of government and on the streets, because bad people are everywhere. It's just an inevitable fact of humanity. Also, as for the harassment in the original Hollaback video, I think it should be viewed more as a compliment, because quite frankly, if I was getting whistled at by women, it doesn't matter how beautiful they are or if I'm interested or not, that's a compliment on me. At least that's how I would feel as a man getting catcalls by women. I'd appreciate that. Now, it might be a little weird if a dude did it, but I mean, still, it's a compliment. Weird, but a compliment. And either way, I think it's better to get the compliment than to be, somebody that nobody even wants to talk to. Which would you rather be? If you're an attractive woman, leave a comment in the section below and say whether or not you feel like hello or you're beautiful, stuff like that should be considered harassment, because it just seems more like a compliment, and most of the women I've talked to think it's more of a compliment if a guy notices her, as opposed to if a guy doesn't notice her, then it's like, well, that's just not, it's not fair. Anyway, those two videos. And I've got to say one more thing. We'll bring Pop Sci into this. Popular Science, the magazine, is supposed to be this great scientific magazine that has all this stuff and science-y in it, right? Well, apparently they aren't as science-oriented as they like to think, because A, they believe in the false no proof theory of global warming. And if anybody remembers high school biology or science classes, theories are, by their very fundamental nature, they're unproven. They're a theory because they are not proven. Like, there was a theory that the earth was flat, but we proved that wrong. That's why it doesn't exist anymore. The theory of global warming, well, I won't go into it. That's a subject for another video. But here's something I do know for a fact. Cigarette butts and cigars cannot light gasoline. How do I know that? Because I took some gasoline, poured it out into a container, lit a cigarette, and threw the cigarette into the gas. You know what happened? Nothing. So I did it 3 more times, and you know what happened each time? Nothing. Turns out that you need a specific temperature. And Hollywood has made up the myth that, you'll blow up your car in the gas station if you smoke. Well, I smoke when I pump gas. I haven't got yelled at yet because I think most people know by now that that's BS. Well, Pop Sci has this lovely little picture in the beginning of their magazine. Right here. Where is it? Right there. And it says right on the top, the December cover of 1920 cover from the archives features a mechanic using a torch while the car owner smokes a cigar, both near the gas tank. I hope the article warned against this behavior lest it lead to a disaster. Well, first off, the gas tank, yeah, that is kind of stupid. If you're using a torch to weld something, you definitely don't. That will ignite the gasoline. But as for the cigar, which they pointed out, that will not light gasoline. Neither will cigarettes. So you don't trust Pop Sci, because Pop Sci is one of those bastions of liberalism and socialism. That's what they're about. And if you read through their advertisements, it's not much better. I mean, the first page of the magazine, what do you got on the first page? A 2-page advertisement for Viagra. Okay, and for comparison, I got the InfoWars magazine here. And let's see, it talks about the Constitution. The first advertisements are for Super Male Vitality, which is a supplement to aid in bodybuilding, sex drive, libido, etc., etc. And instead of having a picture of a hot chick, you know what they got? Well, they actually do have a chick on here, but Super Male Vitality? Yeah, it's Super Female Vitality. See? And it's got a picture of a chick hiking. Super Female Vitality. And also it's got the Moan Labe belt buckles. And most, if not all, of these products are made in the U.S. And that's the case with almost every single advertisement in this magazine. Almost every product placement in here is made in the United States. So if you're buying stuff from there, you're getting alcohol, Viagra, cameras, other stuff. This has whole bunches of stuff like food, water purification, and it's all made in the U.S. And that's pretty much made in the U.S. and that's great. So if you're going to get a magazine, get some of these to read, because it's better to be informed than to be lied to. And Pop Sci, way too much lies in popular science. So I think the reason we have the subscription, we're probably going to cancel it soon because we're getting tired of reading it. It's just too left-leaning. And it doesn't give you the stories and let you decide for yourself. This one, its agenda is pretty clear, but it still reads like it's nonpartisan. That's why I like that. So comment, rate, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think of the video. As always, you are welcome to criticize or agree with me, but stray away from vulgarity or being rude to the other commenters or myself. And so I hope you like this video, and again, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and thank you for watching. This has been Hog0i007, as you can probably tell by the t-shirt, and have a wonderful day.